Doing some work, man, with Love Heals, benefiting someone in need.
Thank you so much to the Love Heals team.
I'm here with Love Heals.
Love Heals.
Love Heals.
Love Heals.
Love Heals.
Love Heals. Love Heals.
Love Heals.
Love Heals.
Love Heals.
It's okay. She's
Hey,
looking to you
Tunky.
for affirmation.
Tunky.
She has a secure attachment.
Tunky, you look so good without your collar on.
Oh, Eleanor, that's so cute.
Yeah, why is she the cutest thing in the world? It's her moment. It's your moment.
Thank you.
Love Heals started, I always say, it started as a conversation. How do you love people who are trying to heal? Because when I was 24, when my friend got diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, and witnessing that at a young age of what it looks like for someone to go from healthy to unhealthy to being reminded that they're sick. And not everybody got to see the aftermath of those conversations. That was in 2017, and then by the fall of 2018, she had reached out and asked for prayer because she didn't have enough money for a treatment. I was working at a restaurant. I told a coworker, he was doing music at the time, so he said we should do a show. So we put together a concert very quickly, and had 5 bands come out. We charged $5 at the door, and she drove from Richmond to tell her story. We just kind of turned it into a chance to hear from her and learn from her. Somebody was like, what are we naming this event? And I was like, Love Heals, because I had no idea what to name it. So I was like, I didn't know it needed a name. We ultimately ended up raising enough through that event for her treatment that she needed prayer for. And then people were like, when's the next one? People resonated with it more than I understood, and probably more than I still understand. And so when we were doing the first event for my friend, I felt like for the first time in my life, which I was only 24, but I felt so strongly, this is how I bring heaven to earth. And if this is how I do it now, like Love Heals to me is so much more than just shows. It's like, how do I inspire others to bring heaven to earth in their own vein? And you don't even have to be a Christian to participate in that healing work, which I also love because I believe God's truth and I believe in these realities, and I believe we all have so much more to live for if you'll just take the risk. But for me, it's so much more about like, how can we show people how to walk towards people's pain, not run away? How can we make philanthropy and a lifestyle of giving like the most exciting, fun thing you've ever done in your life? How can we show people how to be a better neighbor or friend or loved one? How can we show them to turn their greatest passions into someone else's benefit? And if we can lead that out, like, that is so exciting to me. My view of Love Heals currently is that we are a startup nonprofit that's very, very obsessed with putting on quality events where people feel seen, heard, known, understood, where we raise support financially and emotionally for people who are going through medical crisis. I think people just generally see us as an organization that throws concerts, but I don't think they always see all the nuances. So hopefully we can start bridging that gap.
She and I had been going to the same church since 2017, and we never met or talked, and I am social when I know people, but I'm really bad at meeting new people. I've been told I have a bit of an RBF, and I wear that proudly. I had just graduated college and decided to stay in Lynchburg for the foreseeable future. And around then I was ushering at that church, and a guy I was ushering with, this like very old man, I love him, his name is Rich King. He was like, you need to be going to a small group. And I was like, okay, but none of them are available. So he voluntold another guy that we were ushering with to take me to his. That was the first time I met Courtney, was at that small group. And the guy was introducing me to people around the room, and she was like she was sprawled out on the couch, just like fully laying flat. And he was like, and that's Courtney. And she said, I'm normally a lot more than this, but I've been sick. And then she just kind of like flopped back down on the couch. So it was my first impression, and I moved right on along.
Honestly, what I had prayed for was for God to send a friend who was just down for adventures, and that ended up being Sarah to a T. Like, if I was like, hey, I want to go do this one thing, she'd be like, okay. And I was like, oh, this is that friend. And I had no idea she would turn into a pivotal part of Love Heals. That was not on the docket. But she just was the kind of person that showed up and that means a lot in these types of things.
They were about to go bike 300 miles in California and then do a show for a woman with breast, bone, liver, and spleen cancer. And Courtney asked if I wanted to come, and I said no, because that sounds horrible and really far. So I just helped them table at local breweries and sell t-shirts and talk about the show, because we did one in Lynchburg and one in California. Fast forward, and I took 2 weeks off of work and flew out there. I skipped the biking part because that still sounded horrible, but I flew out and helped with the actual show. It went from this fun thing where we were selling t-shirts to very serious. We're staying with this person who's very sick, and we walked her dog, and we took her to pick up meds, and we took her to a treatment one of the days, and so it just made it a lot more real. After that, I was pretty bought in, so I just kept volunteering at anything and everything, and eventually they asked me to join the board of directors, so I sat on that for a year, and then rolled into part-time staff, and we worked up into now this is my full-time gig that I did not expect.
I think Sarah being a part of coming out to California and seeing these people who are sick and what it means for you to be there for somebody when they're in their when they just don't feel well and they have chemo brain and all that stuff. Watching her grow into that position has been really, really cool. She worked some shifts for me that I didn't want at a catering company. I would be like, hey, can you do this? And she was like, I guess so. And it's just history. I was like, anything I asked, I learned Sarah will just do it if you ask a couple times. And now she's, my staff, right, Sarah?
Bro, I quit.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Good to know you're grateful, yeah.
I am grateful.
Why do a tour?
Okay. That was so direct. Great question.
Tour. Why do one? I've been asked to go to so many different states as Love Heals that I thought a working theory of change might be, could we create an annual tour that goes from city to city so that these cities know where we're coming? The thought process was, is there a way to implement something recurring, something people could bank on, something that's a little more stable and organized?
Often the way that we do things is more reactionary, and we'd love to be more proactive. Instead of reactive, when a story comes, we start to create a show. So the thought last year was pick our venues, pick our storytellers, and then just knock them all out in a stretch. In Lynchburg, we're known enough to where, for the most part, if we tell people there's a Love Heals show, people get it. And we're trusted in this town that we, if you come to a Love Heals show, they know where the money's going, they know how our system works. One of the stops, we've done stuff before, so we had good connections in Virginia Beach. Charlottesville is a brand new market. We haven't done anything there yet, so that has been our problem child of the tour, has been going into a brand new market where we're not trusted or known, basically convincing people to come to a show for an artist that's not local, and for a woman who needs community. One of the stops is Waynesboro, but it's not even technically Waynesboro, it's Weir's Cave. I don't even know if geographically that this is correct. I have no idea. That's a new market as well, and a lot of people don't even know what Weir's Cave is. So we're just learning. There's new things, new challenges, but it's taught us a lot.
The good news is the what ifs remain the same. What if no one shows up is the biggest one. And what if we don't hit the financial goal? Those are the two, they're huge pressure points. Learning how to clearly communicate our agenda, because we have venues involved and sound teams involved and production involved, and then you have your band involved, and then there's a lot of involvement. I don't think people see all of those pieces, and they all have a different thing that they're trying to see. And how do we create a through line so that we're not causing more chaos has been a challenge for sure. And I want to raise $25,000 if we can, put that goal out in the universe, but if we don't, that doesn't mean it wasn't successful. So now I want to see, can we leave behind in each city that we go to a real remnant of God's love, not in a cheeky way, but in a real pure way. Can we shift the atmosphere here? Because that's what I want to see happen. I don't want it to just be we came and we went, or people just remember how great Love Heals is or how great the band was. I really want a remnant of purity and love to be left behind to shift the atmosphere. So that's huge goal of mine.
The most important thing on the tour, I think, is that our storytellers really feel that they weren't just listened to, but they were heard, and that it was understood And then the other thing is I really want our attendees to have a good time. I try, because on event day I'm running around, I'm putting out fires, I'm checking on the merch table, I'm running the merch table, doing whatever. I try at every show that we do to go in the back of the room at some point, find the person in the crowd who's having the most fun, and just focus on them for a second, whether they're like dancing or they know every single word to every song. And it helps me kind of get back to being present for a second and kind of see what we created from that person's point of view. So those are my two biggest takeaways from the tour, I would say, is that our storyteller feels loved, seen, and heard, and that our attendees have a really good time and understand why they were there. That it wasn't just a show, but it was like for someone, that they showed up for someone, and that makes a difference. Okay. Cool.
Finishing up here.
Okay. Start. Okay. Sick. Zip ties? Yes.
Hangers?
Mm-hmm.
All merch?
Mm-hmm.
Bubbles?
Mm-hmm.
Bubbles. Let's just bring a bubble machine
Okay.
just in case. Okay, so we're bringing the bubbles.
Mhm.
And we have the social media banner,
Mm-hmm.
the mission banner,
Mhm.
the Love Heals banner, and we do have sticky notes.
Mhm.
We have Sharpies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bubbles. All right, let's go. That's everything.
Bubbles.
What about this? Is this something important?
That's my sewing kit because I need to fix my pants.
You're not a stub?
We can probably trash this box. Whatever. Parts?
No, I keep it in the box.
For now, let's just leave it. Yeah.
What?
I didn't do anything or say anything.
Oh. You mind texting Jovi and just say, tell them we're en route to a radio station, WINA radio. And that's who I called yesterday.
Do you need air in your tires?
No.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Why didn't you put air in your tires?
I don't need it.
So I prepped a bunch of QR codes for each of the different storytellers' give pages, and then prepped text to give that ended up being wrong, so I'll redo them today. But then it had my brain going, so it was up to like 11:30 because it just takes a minute to do all the little sizing of things so they can be spaced out well to cut them out. So good, but then I was stressed.
We had 3 radio interviews yesterday in Charlottesville starting at 8:15 in the morning. But last night, I don't think I was good. Other than I think we've just been working really hard every day to sell these shows. And sometimes you don't know if what you're doing is working. So that's never fun. I think it's the mystery of what's working and what's not.
So we're gonna have free postcards at the merch table. So this is the front. Ta-da. And then the back says, I went to a concert. What does it say? Went to a concert, ended up changing a life. Love Heals.
You have no idea how long that took to write. This
Pretty long.
sentence took such a long time to figure out how
We
to
asked
say
a
it.
stranger initially. We were like, does this make sense? And it said something different. And she was like, no. We are like, oh, thank you.
And here in studio with us, Luke, Rob, and Lily Garay. Lily's been here before. Luke, this is your first time. Luke and Lily, welcome to the Schilling Show.
Thank you for having us.
Totally. So tonight we have a benefit concert at the Southerner. Doors are opening at 6 o'clock and the show starts at 7. All the proceeds from the ticket sales go to helping Katriece with her medical bills. And I just came up with my first year of doing music, and it's been a crazy journey. Went from really nobody listened to my music about a year ago to people starting to like the songs and follow the journey and come to some of the shows. So it's been really, really fun.
You know, I've been making music since I was a kid, and it has just been something that I've been consistently doing for years, and it's been so fun to have something that I really love. I realized music is the way that I process my life the best way. All I could really hope for my music is that it would help me stay grounded and connected to God, and that it would do the same thing for other people. Right here.
If you would, please, one more time, the details for tonight. We've got about 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, it's at the Southern tonight. 7 p.m. is when the show starts. Doors open at 6. The Southern is on the downtown mall. And we would love to see you there. All the proceeds are going to go to a very special community member to help pay down her medical bills, and just hopefully bring some hope and light into a dark situation.
Thank you so much, Luke, Rob, Lily Garay, for joining us today on the Schilling Show.
Thank you, Rob.
Thanks
It's been
for
a joy.
having us.
Most of the radio stuff that Courtney and I do is pre-recorded, and that was live, so that was fun. But all in all, I think it went well. It was a new experience for Luke, a new experience for at least me seeing that.
I think it's cool that Lily's never played the Southern. She said, basically, you don't play the Southern unless you get invited to play the Southern. And I was like,
Which we pushed our way through there and said, can we play here? And they said no. And I said, please. And they're like, no. They're like, please. And they're like, fine. So.
Has my keyboard still. Game day, baby.
I was passing out all the things.
It went good. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. But I'm assuming these. Oh, I guess we're going. Oh, look, she turned them on. She's really curious about.
So this is actually my second show with Courtney and Sarah. I met them through just a mutual friend. We got together, put on a concert, and it was awesome. And so now we're on the road with them. It's going well. It's going well. We're a little rushed right now, but we're all hands on deck. We're gonna put on an awesome show tonight. So we're excited.
Honestly, getting to be out here for a good cause is always, we have a good time regardless of what it's for, but being out here for a good cause feels really special. Music is like the most healing thing in the world for me, especially. I love music to death, and it's a great way to get a lot of people in the same building willing to pay money for certain things. So I think it's great that they're taking advantage of that.
I have always wanted to play the Southern, and literally a few days before I got asked, I was like praying and just like, man, I'd love to sing at the Southern. And then they reached out to me. So it was really cool opportunity. And like, I've always wanted to play here. So you hear about how churches or something will pay off like school lunches for people or medical debts for people. And you always wonder like, how can you be a part of that? And so to get to do something like this, whether it's like buying a ticket or getting to perform or whatever, or like promoting it, like whatever it is, it's just really cool that Love Heals does something like that and like brings attention and awareness to people's needs in the community.
We had a little line, which is always fun when we have like a line of people, even if it's just like 4 people. We're gonna start at 6:10, give a little buffer. Merch is set up, people are in. It's great. I'm happy. I feel good.
The people came through for
People
Love
came
Heals.
through. It looks good. I think this is gonna be really fun. I think it's a cool mix of generations in here. I think it's gonna be a good time. And I think more people are gonna show up a little bit later, so.
There we go. All right, let's bring it all in, guys. Salisbury, Virginia, we'd like to welcome you guys here. We're gonna have some fun, have some music tonight, but I just want to ingratiate y'all and let y'all know, have fun, be loose, enjoy yourself. We have some amazing performances for you guys tonight, and I'm so happy to be here for you, Katriece. We're gonna have a good time. You better believe that too, for a good cause here. So let's make a round of applause for her one more time here.
Was amazing. The crowd was wonderful. It just felt like a good night out for once when you're not at home, stuck in the bed or stuck in the emergency room. Love Heals motto, no one goes through hardships alone. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to reach out. Let people know what you're going through because you never know.
Currently, our best strategy is guerrilla marketing. We print out a ton of flyers. If we're doing a show at a brewery or a restaurant, we'll try to hit other restaurants or breweries in that area just in the evenings and share the person's story. And we'll just bother people until they buy tickets, honestly.
all right, so I just have to revamp myself to want to be ignored again. You just have to get in the zone. Do you want to like split this in half and maybe you do a store and I'll do a store and see if we get anywhere? Yeah, I guess. You know what? We have a lot more of these in the car.
And you want one?
Yes. No. My car's downtown.
No, thank you.
So aggressive. I just made it like a heart. Here, you want to hit 110 and I'll hit the other one? Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, break their ass.
Is that 3 rows? And the tickets go to support a local community. Cards for Saturday?
I won't be in town this week.
Sounds fake. You should come to our show. You'll find. I mean, if you want to. Always accept the help. Thanks, man.
Kurt, how did you want to do the tables? I'll let you figure that out.
Just like
I love the fact that they're out here helping real people in need. I mean, I myself went through it. I was a burn survivor, and I needed a lot of help financially and emotionally, you name it. So getting involved with someone like this, a company like this, a nonprofit organization that helps real people and all the proceeds go there, it's only right that I work with them, and I truly enjoy the experience.
We would like to thank the venue, Alpine Goat. We thank you guys for having us here tonight. And we're going to have some fun, man. I'm really loving how smoke and very sound. The organization is called Love Hills. I'm Anthony Train Johnson. Let's have some fun tonight, guys. Let's do this the right way, all right? Let's go, guys. Smoke the mirrors up. Let's go.
The band has already started, but they wanted to move inside because it's a little cold. However, I'm a little warm. So they're playing inside. I'm doing an interview. And at 7 is when we'll kind of announce everybody in. So nobody's really inside right now. It's a little loud in there. So we're just rolling with the punches and we're gonna have fun.
People don't know how to treat each other when we get sick or when we go through a hard time. So then we become the thing we're going through. So our big goal is to re-author and re-narrate and reclaim some of those pieces of yourself that you lose during a diagnosis. But tonight, every dollar raised is going to go to them, and Frank is going to come tell more of their story. So we can give her a big, loud cheer.
My name is Franki Kilmer. I'm 28 years old. My husband and my boys are sitting over there. I have 2 young boys, ages 3 and 1. January of 2024, we found out that we were pregnant with our second son. We didn't know it was a boy at the time, which was really exciting. But in April of that year, we actually tragically lost our home in a fire. There was an electrical fire. September of that year, the same summer, so last year, we welcomed our second little boy to our family. About 4 weeks after that, I discovered lymph nodes on my neck that had been swollen, and in November of that year, I was diagnosed with stage 3 Hodgkin's lymphoma. So the last 18 months have been extremely difficult for our family. I've been really grateful to be working full-time through this, but we also are working full-time through building a new house and having 2 little boys. A lot of people have consistently asked us lots of questions. How are we doing? How are you doing? How are the boys holding up? How's the house coming on? How's Ryan? How's Frankie? How's this and how's that? And for the most part, our answer has pretty consistently been, it's fine, or it's okay. Because what do you say when this happens to you? Like, you don't know what to say. I think people are too afraid to ask us the question that they want to know, which is, how could you possibly serve a God who is good when your life is just like falling apart around you? The only person that can understand is Christ. And if nothing else, this time has just made me realize how much I need him more than I need anything else, because there's no one else in this world who could possibly relate to everything that we've gone through and everything that I've gone through. I'm flattered that people think that I am some amazing person, and I don't think I am. I just think that the Lord has worked through us over and over and over again, and I hope that you guys have been encouraged or different ways to realize that as well. But thank you. It's really wonderful to have the space and the opportunity to not just be another diagnosis, but actually reclaim part of my identity back and share with others kind of like how the Lord's worked in our lives. And yeah, it's been really fun overall. And I'm really thankful for all the people that have donated, and then also for all the work that they've done to be able to make this happen.
Thank you guys. We love you guys. Franki, we love you. Let's have a great night. You guys had fun and helped somebody tonight. Smoke and mirrors, you're amazing. Let's keep rolling, guys. Thank you. Have a great night. Woo.
Everybody deserves a stage, if you ask me. Every person has been hit in some way, shape, or form and has a story to tell. Now, does that mean they necessarily qualify for funding? No. But do they qualify for an opportunity to be heard? Probably, unless they're like, dealing with some mental health issues or whatever. Because what we ask for in storytellers is so much about reciprocity. It's really not a handout. Like, we don't get a lot of handout noms coming because we're asking them to give us a piece of themselves. And so they are active partners in the whole process. I think one day I'd love to see everybody have a Love Heals stage, and I'd love to see everybody tell their experience and their story, whether or not they benefit from it financially. You benefit when you're heard, and you benefit when you hear.
Anytime we do any kind of interview on a news station or a radio station, people hear about us, and the first thought is, I know someone who needs help. And we have a nomination form on our website, so it's tab. You go on there, fill out just kind of the need, and then it's sent to our resource and vetting team. So we have a separate committee, separate from board and staff, that kind of reviews the form. The goal is to never say no to anyone who comes to us, and so far we haven't had to tell anyone no. Maybe no for a show, like maybe they're not right for a actual full-blown show, but we always want to connect them to resources or get them a streamlined connection to a local resource that can help them more specifically.
At this stage, we've just been blessed to be able to have a very clear, this person can have their problem solved with these other agencies, and we don't need to reinvent a wheel here. But this person needs exceedingly more, and we're able to kind of assess it through that. So no matter what, we're actually never saying no to somebody. We might just say this isn't the best fit, but here's a bunch of resources so that you have your next yes, because we shouldn't just leave someone with a no and then move on. So it's been really cool to watch everybody get help, no matter whether or not they get a show.
We are at the third stop. We're in Lynchburg right now, my hometown show, so I'm really excited. The show means a lot to me. A lot of my friends will be here, things like that. This is our highest ticketed show of the tour, and so yeah, pretty pumped for this one.
Has anyone here ever heard of Love Heals? It's okay if you haven't. We got 1. We got 2, 3. We got 4, 5. We got the whole table back there. Excellent. Awesome. 100% of your ticket tonight is going directly to the Smith family. They're over there. Let's give them a round. And now we're going to give them the biggest round of applause in the world. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Give it up for Jeff.
This is amazing, guys. People don't do this, all the time. So this is amazing. I'm very appreciative. At the age of 19, I started dealing with high blood pressure. About the age of 24, my kidneys had failed, and I started dialysis treatment. In 2019, I received a kidney transplant. Last year, that kidneys began to fail. So I've been back on dialysis since last year. But I'm grateful to be alive. God is so good to me and my family. Real fast, I know it's not a Christian concert, but I'm a worship leader, y'all, so I just want to sing a little bit. That's okay? Be exalted, be lifted high, King of heaven, be glorified. All the glory belongs to you. All the glory belongs to you, oh God. Thank you, Lord. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of the night.
I took a shot of you like Novocaine. I overdosed on your love just to feel again, but it don't touch the pain. It don't touch the pain, it don't touch the pain. So tell me how much more do I have to take? If I don't get enough, I'll go insane. Maybe it's too late, maybe it's too late, maybe it's too late.
Alright guys, we're done. Thank you all so much. That was fun.
I definitely still don't know what Love Heals is going to be. I am like always in a state of discovery. So we will see. From it going to a conversation with a friend to a one-off show in 2018 to try it again in 2019 to what we called an expensive hobby to now being a full-time executive director with a full-time staff person. It's quite a transition. I think we're doing amazingly. Do I feel like we have a lot of room to grow? Yes. We have a lot of pitfalls and a lot of structure that needs to be developed. We just aim to keep growing it and we're learning constantly. So God is really blessing it and he's bringing the people.
I hate looking anywhere past what's right in front of me. My brain just doesn't do it well. So I have vague concepts of what I would love to see. I would love for us to have, I'll just say, a couple more staff people that can help with some of the work that I do, with some of what Courtney does, and then probably someone who can really help us on the operations and like development end to help the organization grow. What I would love to see for the future of Love Heals in the more immediate future, I guess, is shows that we don't have to worry about filling the room for because either the artist we're working for understands the mission and is hustling to sell the tickets for the person, or because the Love Heals brand means something and people buy tickets when we drop them because they want to come for an experience, not just a concert. And I would love to see us expand in several more states outside of Virginia.
Luggage. Decisions like this are so cheap. What do you think? Nope. What do you think? No, because whatever I'm gonna say, you're gonna be like, no, tell me what you think and help me decide. Right.
About a year ago, Alan, my guitarist, reached out to me and told me about Love Heals and what they do for people and how it's like a tour, but it also benefits people in need, and I thought that was really cool. I feel like music heals in itself in a way, but also to create that atmosphere, a happy atmosphere, an entertaining atmosphere, and do something with a good cause and just help somebody out along the way is amazing.
Sometimes people are afraid to take on such a big need or don't know where exactly to approach such a big need, but I love that Love Heals dives in 2 feet first. Sharing your story goes a long way, and I'm happy that we get to share the Porter family story today. So anybody out there who's feeling like they aren't seen, know that you are and that you are so loved. Tonight, 100% of the dollars raised is going to this family to help them with expenses because it's a very expensive condition that they are dealing with. So thank you so much for listening and for being a part of their story. We're gonna let the band transition over and have a really good time with Celeste Kellogg.
The family shared and it was awesome. The kids look like they're having a really good time even though they're exhausted. We hit our goal of 5K, so that's awesome. That happened like 10 minutes ago. This has been my personal favorite course stop of our little 4-day stretch. So I feel really good.
How do you feel?
Ladies first.
Ladies first. I think I'm actually a little surprised at how easy some of it was to pull off and how difficult some other parts of it was to pull off. It's also one of the things that you just learn by doing it. Like, we wouldn't have learned how to like do the thing unless we had figured out all the ways. I actually tell her sometimes, I'm like, all right, could you imagine if we had like figured all of this stuff out without actually like starting with playing in the band during worship sets to like moving up the ladder? It has gifted us perspective for all the moving parts that go with the show. It does suck when you realize that you're so committed already to doing it a certain way, but you know there's a better alternative way to do it, but you have to finish it out how you did it. I just feel like ready to jump in to figure out how to replicate some of the best parts of what we just did.
We met the Porters only once. We met Katriece once. We met Franki once. We actually didn't even meet Jeff until the night of his show.
Crazy because he lives in Lynchburg.
Yeah.
So like the one person we didn't meet ahead of time.
It's a cool thing that we just have these very brief touch points that create something very deep and meaningful, and they might not be long-lasting, in-depth relationships, but they definitely created some kind of deep connection from such a quick interaction. The word tour, the concept of a tour, almost immediately creates the, assumption of a larger band that you're taking around. And I'm very appreciative for the bands that we did use, but the local artist community is it's just fun because they pull out their people and they know the songs that hit for that crowd. And we're always talking about community and how we want to pull out the storytellers community and create a sense of community. And I think a really cool way that we'll get to do that in the future is continue to partner with a local band and bring out their community and connect it with our community.
I think we started the movement, not the movement of Love Heals, but like we started literal movement. And like, I think that it's starting to move beyond just me and Sarah, because like so many people are like, you guys should do this and you guys should do this. And we're like, we're just two people. We can't.
I'm doing something else.
Yeah, we kind of can't do all of it. We can't. But now I think we saw ways to move communities. I just am curious to see what's going to come of it as people start to catch on. I feel very confident that everything we just did will be used because that's what God does. And I'm really excited to see what that is, but I'm also not going to fall into the idol worship of having to see it.
There's like a million reasons that Love Heals should not exist, and I think the only reason it does, obviously, is the Lord. He's been just really clear, maybe not direct, but he's been clear on what's maybe like a no-go and where we should kind of be heading. We're super grateful for when something doesn't quite work or when something flops or the lowlights, because then we know that doesn't work, let's keep moving. And someone told us last year, I think, when we were trying to really figure out how our board should work and how it should be structured and stuff, they were like, this is stuff that nonprofits try to figure out when they're 50 years old, 40 years old, and you guys are doing it now? Good. Keep trying to figure out those really hard things.
Yeah.
So I think we're doing something.
Won't you do it?